that the end of the mod? Oh my god. I keep on thinking we're at the end. I don't know how long this mod is. This is a long mod, which, hey, I'm fine with. I'm fine. Well, actually, I don't know how long I've been recording for. I'm at 33 minutes in this session, but, like, I don't know. I have at least, like, 2 other 50-minute long videos so far, so it's been a lot. It's another day at school. After all the drama and philosophical thoughts of yesterday, I'm actually glad to go to school for once. Natsuki and I made it to school on time, and Sayori even caught up with us along the way. Words cannot express how relieved I am to see her being her usual sunshiny self. She was a welcome addition to the Star Trek, Star Trek, even if she spent most of her time speaking with Natsuki about some sort of science project. I guess it's easy to take the little things for granted when they happen every day. When bad things happen, the good things, no matter how small, seems to always have a greater impact. My way of thinking and expressing myself has gotten deeper as of late, I've noticed. It could be the literature club rubbing off on me, I suppose. But I'm more inclined to believe that it's the people in it rather than the club itself. Particularly a certain pink-haired girl I've been living with. But I'm sure Monika and Sayori also had a hand in that. Yuri too. I arrive outside of the club room and open the door to enter. The scene in front of me is comforting in its familiarity. Monika's at her desk reading a small book with what appears to be classic poetry. Yuri's sitting alone, nose deep in her boobs. This one is different from the last one, I notice, but I don't linger on it. Instead, my vision shifts to Natsuki in the back, rummaging around in the closet, evidently looking for her manga. Everything looks safe. Normal. Wait. My eyes drift to the spot where Sayori usually sits, but it's missing a Sayori. Okay, I know she was here today. Why isn't she at the club? Oh shit. I turn towards Monika and her eyes meet mine. She glances at Sayori's desk, and then moves her gaze back to me. I get the message, so I shuffle over to her desk.
Skibbity toilet! Have you seen Sayori today?
I nod.
When?
When Natsuki and I were walking to school, Sayori met up with us and went to class. She hasn't said anything to you? Monika set down her book and closes her eyes. Oh shit.
No, unfortunately. Did she seem ill or something?
No, I don't think so.
Monika
falls quiet for a moment and appears to be in deep thought.
I wonder...
A moment passes, and then she opens her eyes and gives the most serious look I've ever seen from her.
I'm pretty concerned with Sayori's absence. It isn't like her.
I nod because, to be honest, so am I.
I've been noticing that she hasn't been in the best of moods lately, and it stings. She won't talk to me now. Oh, and she won't talk to me no matter how hard I've tried. So I'm going to have to ask you to check up on her.
I think Monika's right. I should probably be the one to check up on Oh, fuck, she's dead. Sayori's dead. Oh, no. Sayori's gonna be fucking dead. Uh-oh. Oh, no. But, with Natsuki and everything that happened yesterday, I feel like trying to get through to Sayori as well might be biting off more than I can chew. I kick myself a bit because Sayori deserves better than that, and I should really put forth the effort regardless.
After today's meeting, can you go to her house and see how she's doing?
Of course, but if she won't talk to you, what makes you think she'll talk to me? Monika gives me a weary smile.
I know she will. You've been her friend longer than I have. And, well, let's just say I have my suspicions and leave it at that.
I want to ask what she means by that, but I can guess Monika won't elaborate. I have no choice but to nod in agreement and understanding.
Let me know how it goes. You have my number.
Okay, will do. With our exchange concluded, I step away from Monika's desk as she turns her gaze towards the window, apparently still lost in thought. It's nearing the end of the meeting, and I'm busy putting away Natsuki's manga for the day. We barely made it through one chapter this time around. My heart was in the right place, but my mind kept drifting to Sayori. What am I going to say when I see her? How could Monika be so sure she'll talk to me? What exactly was going on with her, and how does the club factor into that? Even Nasuki could tell my mind was somewhere else. She asked me once and I declined to talk about it. I assured her that I was simply tired and I guess she bought it. I'm putting the last box back in place when I hear Nasuki and Yuri talking behind me. I perk up my ears, surprised to hear from Yuri at all. I can barely hear what's being said, but it seems to be something about poetry. From what I can tell, it seems like Nasuki is asking Yuri to keep trading poems with each other. I'm more than a little surprised by that. Given how often they fight, I got the impression that they didn't like each other and that Yuri didn't like me by association. Maybe Nasuki just feels bad about those past disagreements and is offering an olive branch of sorts. As I back out of the closet, Yuri replies. Again, I'm too far away to make out the exact words, but I can hear the tone. It's not very pleasant and sharp. The only words I hear is Yuri spitting out my name venomously. Uh-oh. I turn around on a dime and I see Yuri grabbing her stuff off the desk before hotly marching out of the club room. Suki is staring after her, and I can see her struggling between expressions of confusion, anger, and sadness. Oh shit. Monica is still seated at her desk and evidently watched Yuri leave in a huff as well. She turns her gaze from the closed door and raises an inquisitive eyebrow at Nasuki and me. I don't fully understand what happened between Yuri or Nasuki either, so I'm no help and I avert my gaze with a half-hearted shrug. Nasuki growls and whips her head away, catching me in her sight. She's visibly distraught and frustrated. So, what did you overhear? Not much. I can see she's calming down slightly. Her hands are still balled up in fists, but her expression is softening. She's still frustrated, but not necessarily angry. I wait for her to explain what happened, or rather, what she said. My patience is rewarded with a few breaths later. I just asked her if we could start sharing poems again, and she got really upset. I know we've had our disagreements in the past, but... She pauses and looks down at her feet. Apparently she thinks that since I have a boyfriend now, I'm somehow rubbing it in her face. Silent for the time being. That explains Yuri's issue with me, I guess. I was just trying to be friendly. It was a nice gesture. Nasuki looks back up at me. Look, I may not say this a lot, but I like Yuri. Before you, she and Sayori were the closest friends I had. Seeing her like this makes me feel sad. Maybe even a little guilty. She pauses to place her hands on her hips. But she won't even give me a chance to explain I still want to be friends. Hey, Skibbity Toilet, do you think you could talk to her? She might be more willing to listen to you if you approached her first. Alone, obviously. I hesitate. It seems like a really bad idea. Nasuki isn't relenting. Please, I really want to make things right with her, but I can't do it on my own. I personally think I'll have a harder time getting through to Yuri than Nasuki does. Not to mention, Monica asked me to check up on Sayori. My instinct tells me that's the right thing to do. But if I patch things up with Yuri and Nasuki, it'll make Nasuki happy. Plus, might even make the club feel whole again. After all, Sayori usually springs back. That's her. Oh shit! Am I gonna have to make a choice here? Right? Oh fuck no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm saving the game. I'm saving the game. I have to save the game. I have to save the game. Oh my god! Save. Fuck! Oh no! This is a time that I wish I had live chat. If I had live chat right now, I'd be asking y'all, what do y'all want me to do? I think Nasuki's gonna understand if I go and check on Sayori. I have to check on Sayori because she's legitimately like, this could be a life or death type shit. She could be on the brink of YouTubing herself. We have to check on Sayori. We have to. It's a tough call, but I have to be there for Sayori if she needs me. We've been friends since elementary school. If something was up with me, I'd want her to be the first to check up on me. I'm sorry, Nasuki, but I already promised Monica I'd check up on Sayori. She was absent from the club again today, and that worries me. Monica? Sayori? She repeated their names and starts to wear a look of concern on her face. Fine. She spits the word like acid, and I instinctively recoil. Ah, shit. I'll try to talk to Yuri myself, then. I open my mouth to counter, but Natsuki has already turned on her heel and is rapidly heading out of the club room, leaving me and Monika behind. I glance at the other person in the room, and she gives me a puzzled look. I'm gonna get my things and then go check on Sayori. It's unbelievably awkward. Feels like I made the wrong... Fuck. Feels like I made the wrong choice. But I know what is best for Sayori. It's my job to take care of her. Always has been. I discreetly rush out of the classroom. This could be a life or death situation. I feel like this is very important here to check on Sayori, damn it. I take a deep breath and enter her house, and then walk to her bedroom. Sayori? A slight moan lets me know she's here. I go towards her bed. She's atop it, resting. I don't want to approach her too abruptly. Hi, Sayori. How was your day? After a small pause, Sayori turns around and sits up on the edge of her bed. Alright, I guess. Well, it doesn't look like it, considering you didn't come to the literature club. Sayori looks down at her feet, embarrassed. Why would you ask that? Well, if you couldn't tell, I care about you. A lot. Sayori turns away from me and looks out her bedroom window. I thought you already knew why. Am I supposed to know the answer? I actually don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Or at least I don't remember. That's why I'm here. You can't know me perfectly, right? What? Let's get serious here. Sayori, I really care about you. I need you to tell me what's the matter. It's important. You know, Skibbity Toilet, there have been some things I haven't told you. About myself. It wasn't so much of an issue before, but lately it's been getting worse and worse and worse. I even thought about sad things. Why? Why didn't you tell me before? Does she not trust me? I can't fathom the thought of not being trusted by her, but then again, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. I should just let her finish. Are you okay, Skibbity Toilet? I hope I'm not boring you with my... No, you're not. Please, continue. Alright. Well, the thing is, Skibbity Toilet, I've been dealing with really bad depression since, well, a long time now. Sayori pauses briefly, as if to give me a chance to react, but it's hard for me to take it. I mean, how does one viably react to hearing something like that? To find out that your bubbly, sunshiny childhood best friend has been dealing with something like this for so long, it's a hard pill to swallow. Sure, I've noticed Sayori hasn't been all there as of late, but I never expected something this serious to be the root of it all. Sayori gives up on her attempts at getting a reply from the apparent mute standing in front of her and continues to speak. Are you impressed with how well I've hid it from you until now? Admit it, because I would be too. But recently, it's been harder and harder for me to keep it locked away like I've wanted. And I think a big reason for that is, well, it's because of you and Natsuki. What? I managed to produce words for the first time in what feels like many minutes, and that's all I have to offer? For some reason, I feel a heavy sense of embarrassment because of this. Seeing you and Natsuki together is probably the most conflicted I've ever been in my life. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm so happy to see both of my best friends so happy, but every time I see Natsuki holding your hand, or seeing her hug and kiss you, even just seeing you sit on the floor with her, resting her head on your shoulder, reading manga together? Sayori pauses like she's afraid to continue this thought. To me, Skibbity Toilet, all my life, I've thought of you as my special what if. As we grew up, I would like to think to myself, what if Skibbity Toilet and I started dating? What if Skibbity Toilet and I got married? What if Skibbity Toilet and I had a nice house together? And that what if stuck with me up until I got you to join the literature club. When I introduced you to my clubmates,
and when you started getting close to Natsuki. I realized that I might miss my chance to act on my what if. And when that happened, Sayori starts sobbing lightly, and then feebly falls down onto the edge of her bed. When that happened, I lost my what if, and the rain clouds started pouring in. And skibbity toilet, that was the worst rain cloud I've ever had. When I realized that you had Natsuki and didn't need me anymore, I started to feel so worthless, knowing the most important, special person I've ever known pretty soon would have no use for me. The same goes knowing Natsuki, my best friend in the club, before you probably wouldn't want anything to do with me anymore. All because I brought you to the literature club and blew it. Sayori continues to cry, and I take a seat next to her. I'm getting choked up myself at this point. Nobody ever wakes up thinking they're going to hear this kind of stuff from their best friend. Sayori, please don't say things like that. You are the furthest thing from useless to me as anything or anyone could be. I mean, who would I go to whenever I needed a good laugh or a big smile? Who would I go to when I'm feeling kinda lonely and want some company? Natsuki. You have Natsuki now. Natsuki could do all those things for you and more. I pause. I have trouble responding to this. She's right, to a very minimal extent, but she seems well beyond convinced at this point that she's lost all value as a human being. To the point where I struggle to find the right words to sway her thoughts in the other direction. I'm sorry. Sayori, do you trust me? Sayori pauses for a few moments before looking at me and nodding her head yes. Then you need to trust me when I tell you this. You'll always be my dearest friend. You will always be one of the most important people in my life, and I would be crushed if I ever lost you somehow. Nobody, not Natsuki, not Yuri, and not Monica, could ever do or say anything to change my mind. Skibbity toilet, I need time to think. Can you please just leave me be for a little while? I almost feel like I messed up, like I didn't say the right words, but as self-loathing thoughts start floating into my mind, Sayori speaks up once more. Thank you. Sayori then pulls me in for a hug and I reciprocate. In a vacuum, this is a harmless platonic gesture, but something tells me that Natsuki would not be happy knowing what I'm doing right now. However, at this point, Natsuki's jealousy is far down on my list of concerns. My best friend needs my support, and I will give it to her however I can. Okay, I feel like I did the right decision there. I feel like I definitely did. The light seeps through the crack in my blinds to wake me from my blissful slumber. I try to remember if there's anything I'd planned to do today. Looking through my phone reveals that it's completely devoid of any notifications, proving that today was completely free. Perfect. I need to think of what I can do to occupy my day. Catch up on anime? Maybe start a new RPG? That's when I hear a light moan emanate from the small being lying next to me, and I remember. I have a girlfriend now. I consider slowly slipping out of bed so as to not disturb her, but the second my feet touches the floor, the girl beside me rises like a phoenix from the ashes. Good morning, Nats. Groggily, Natsuki replies to me. What did I tell you about nicknames, Skibbity Toilet? To stick to your real name. And what did you do? Not that. Now say you're sorry. I really don't know why I'm relenting to her, but she seems to be getting entertained by this all the same. I apologize, mistress. Good boy. Now lift me from the bed and place me to my noble feet upon the ground. She's definitely the dom in the relationship. Natsuki scoots over to the edge of the bed, and I place my arms underneath her shoulders and knees to lift her up, and I keep her there. Hey, I said place me on my feet, peasant! I start to spin around, and that causes Natsuki to let out several adorable laughs, persuading me to continue. Any bit of grogginess Natsuki has had, now left her by this point. I think not. Natsuki continues to laugh uncontrollably, while now lightly swinging at me with what reach she can manage.
Skibbity toilet, let me down! Alright, if you insist. I cease spinning and catch my balance, noticing I've gotten myself a bit dizzy. Then, instead of spinning, I begin to rock Natsuki aggressively back and forth and start counting. What? What the fuck? 1. Skibbity toilet! 2. Skibbity toilet, don't you dare! 3. I toss Natsuki and she lands comfortably in her spot on the bed, which she previously occupied. You're such a jerk, you dummy! Her words are marginally malicious, but she has had the biggest smile on her face, as well as the most endearing blushed cheeks one can imagine. This is the type of shit that I want with my girlfriend, man. I want a girlfriend that I can pick up and throw on the fucking bed. That's awesome. I don't know why I waited so long to pick her up and throw her like that. She's so little and fun to toss around. She's like a fucking football. That's what I want. I want a girlfriend that I can throw around like a fucking football. Make a field goal? Shit. Or wait. Make a touchdown. Touchdown! Natsuki regains her composure for a few moments before standing up by herself. What time even is it? About 9:30. Sounds like breakfast time to me. I'm just gonna brush my teeth and then I'll get started on the food. Sounds like a plan. I'm just gonna remake the bed real fast after what you did to it. Excuse me? Who picked up and threw who onto the bed? That's besides the point. You were tossing and turning all night and the sheets came loose and you also hogged the blankets and kicked the pillows onto the floor. Instead of biting back, Natsuki looks down at the ground despondently. I'm sorry. I just had another bad dream. Oh no. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Was it another dream about your... No, not this time. Prepare to ask what the dream was about, but she doesn't grant me the opportunity. Well, I'll see you downstairs in a few minutes. Yeah, sure thing. Oh boy, what was that dream about? Once I finish making the bed and Natsuki gets out of the bathroom, I take the opportunity to brush my teeth. With that done, I go downstairs to see Natsuki working on another delightful breakfast. She's cracking crack.
What the fuck? Hey, at least I'm not drinking, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's cracking eggs and dropping them onto the skillet. I notice that she has a little pep in her step. Seems she's moved past the bad dream at least somewhat. That said, though, I want her to be more open with me and let me know when things aren't going well for her. And I believe that she knows that's what I want too. I wonder if I should ask her about it for the sake of consistency in our relationship, or if I should let it go. Oh, she's already moved past it though. Do we? Oh shit. Oh no. You know what? We've already moved past the bad dream. Maybe she doesn't want to talk about it. We'll let it go. We'll let it go. She doesn't want to relive the bad memories. Let's not bring it up. Do you want your eggs prepared a certain way or anything? No, it's fine. You can just make them how you usually do. I like how you say that. How I say what? How you usually do? This reminds me of how crazy it still is that we're living together. Yeah, I guess it is still kind of weird, huh? But not in a bad way, though, right? Obviously not, Nats. I love you. I love you, too. When you're not giving me dumb nicknames. Tell you what, I'll stop calling you Nats, but instead I'll call you Cupcake. Nat's the name. Don't wear it out. Ah, that's what I thought. Whatever, dummy. It's not my fault your nickname game is crappy. Okay, I feel like we made the right decision there. See, we're still all happy and just, enjoying our time together. After Natsuki and I finish our breakfast, she takes my dish and silverware to the sink along with her own and starts to wash them. I consistently tell Natsuki to let me help her clean, but she always insists that it's the least she could do. Well, what the fuck do I do? Oh, I let her... Okay, considering I'm letting her live with me and that it's not much to clean up anyhow. Okay. That in mind, though, I feel bad that she's always doing all the work around here, especially since it's still my house. I think I ought to treat her tonight. Ooh, out to eat or somewhere fun. She's a fun person. Let's do something fun. Somewhere fun. Sitting on the couch, Natsuki, having just finished the dishes, comes over and sits right beside me, then buries her head into my chest. While she's there, I put my fingers through her hair and play with it a little, making her giggle angelically. No one else in the world is allowed to see me like this. I hope you know that. I'm glad about that. You're my special gift. I see a big bright smile take shape on Nasuki's face as I look down at her from above. I think about the potential budget for this idea. Take into account the cost of tickets and inevitable snacks she'll want. Carry the two and... oof, okay. I might be cutting it close, but I can make it work. I'll have some explaining to do to my dad, though. Hey, Nats, I got an idea. Huh? I think you've earned a fun night tonight. Does your definition of a fun night include both of us being in the nude? I blush slightly. We'll get there. So, what was your plan then? Have you ever been to the carnival lately? Or have you been to the carnival lately? I don't have the best memories with carnivals. I don't have the best memories with carnivals, to be perfectly honest. How come? Let's just say elephant ears plus pirate ship rides equals a bad time. I'm sure you're old enough now to handle not puking from carnival rides. You're probably right in that case. I'd love to go. Awesome. In the meantime, do you want to have another fun night you were alluding to? Was that me who said that? Shit, wait. In the meantime, do you want to have that other fun night you were alluding to? I'm going to read a manga. Okay, yep, that's, okay.